The Joes are testing a new anti-Cobra radar system, which they assume will cause Cobra to show up because I guess they'll want to steal it? Then they detect Cobras less than a minute away, so it's not so much an anti-Cobra radar system as it is a guy with binoculars who knows what the Cobra logo looks like. A plane fight happens.
Prepare to become one with the universe, Joe!
As threats go, I've heard better. Unless that plane is firing enlightenment or something. Duke gets the drop on Storm Shadow, whose jet plunges into the lake. Yes, that lake. Where he meets a lady. Yes, apparently that lady. And there, by her side, he finds the mythical sword Excalibur. I think this makes him the rightful king of England, but if I can't be bothered to read the backs of a few toy packages, I'm sure as hell not going to engage in in-depth research on the Arthurian legend to determine what's supposed to be happening here. Meanwhile, at Cobra's current headquarters, a castle that's kinda crummy by Cobra castle standards, to be honest, Cobra Commander and Destro argue about how that anti-Cobra radar needs to be destroyed. And the commander ruminates on that for a minute.
Yes, destroyed! It must be! Destroyed!
Settle down, Beavis. The Joes unload the pieces of the radar system to the mainland, where Storm Shadow uses his new magic powers to discover them under some tarps. Then, instead of chopping it up, he chops up a statue and is discovered. Also, he was talking to himself this entire time. He's really not a very good ninja, at least so far as I understand how ninjas are supposed to work. Then he cuts a motorcycle in half and drags the unconscious body of this green helmet dude back to Cobra Commander. No, I don't know who the green helmet dude is, except that he's probably somebody's favorite character. Possibly Ed's. He'll yell at me if that's the case, so then I'll know. This handsome gentleman shows up to tell the Joes the deal with Excalibur. Apparently everyone who lives around here knows that that mythical lady actually lives in their actual lake, but nobody's tried to take Excalibur before, because I guess they're all on the honor system?
Scoff while you may, but legend says that if Excalibur is taken from the lady, she will raise up her hand and drown the British Isles.
Okay, that actually is a pretty good reason. So the Joes begin to evacuate the village they're hanging out in.
My kitty, I can't leave Queen Anne.
Okay, I gave the dude who plays Barbecue a hard time for the way he talks, but that is a spot-on British accent. Nailed it, mate. Destro pretty quickly figures out that Storm Shadow is carrying an actual real-life magical relic, and he didn't even need a Scottish dude to sidle up and Isle of Mansplain what was going on. So he, which is to say Destro, gets Storm Shadow in the sights of his rocket launcher, but then because of all the crazy rain, he sneezes and misses. It's pretty wacky until we see where it actually hits, right near Mutt and Junkyard, literally rescuing a cat from a tree. Then Cobra nukes a nearby dam. I'm pretty sure the mill was also supposed to burn down, but that probably got cut for time. Mutt does escape with the cat, and now I find myself wondering if he'd be allowed to take 2 pets along with him on missions. I mean, where do you draw that line, you know? Quick Kick briefly fights Storm Shadow and gets his ass handed to him. Then there's some problematic shtick about John Wayne and Indians and magic healing powers. No thank you. They break the green helmet guy out of Cobra jail, then summon the other Joes by creating a sort of ad hoc bat signal. It's not very believable, but it's also pretty low on the list of things I'm being asked to accept in this episode, so I'll let it slide. Then Spirit's eagle steals the sword and drops it back into the lake. What even is this show?